Good evening. Welcome to DFS Golf with Tony. We're here week 2. Now, week 1 didn't go as planned. But you know what? If we started out on fire, everyone would jump on board. Everyone would talk how great we were. Everyone would be watching. And who wants that, right? Right now, I'm your little secret. And if you're listening to the iTunes, you listen on Spotify, make sure you put the like button. Give me a great review. Even if it isn't great to you, just do a good thing. Do the right thing and just give it a great review. This week we got 2 events. We're not going to cover the Puerto Rican Open. As right now, the Puerto Rican Open is for the leftover players. We are going to cover the WGC event, the Workday champions at the concessions, and this is going to be tricky. We got all the best golfers in the world. You thought the Genesis field was good. This is even better, but 72 in this no-cut event. So we could take a little chances here. But here's the problem with this event. We have never, ever had a tournament at this event, right? So it's the first time they're having a PGA Tour here. So what do we learn from that? We have a course that's over 7,400 yards, long course. We got some water in this course, but we have no past history. Last week at the Genesis, it was all about past history. This time, not so much. But there's one little exclusion. In 2015, we had a college event here where Bryson DeChambeau absolutely took it down. He took it down. He won it. And CT Pan was who he beat in the finals. If you're watching this live, you want to fire away questions, we'll answer questions as we go along here. I think it'll work. If they work, they work. If you have a good question, we'll get a good question. So you say, Tony, what are we going to be looking at here? So I go over to the Fantasy National. Fantasy National, they do a great job of putting all the stats together for you, every stat imaginable, all the course layouts. And so I went over there today and said, hey, let's try to figure out what we're going to do here. And what I came up with is I put in courses over 7,400 yards. I also put in Bermuda greens and Jack Nicklaus courses, and I went the last 24 rounds played because I never want to go back too far because I like recent history. I don't care about how 3-4 years ago when Ricky Fowler was still a golfer, you know what I mean, when Jason Day was still on top of his game. I want to know about now when I pick. And these are the guys that came out. These are the guys that came out with positive results. Over 7,400 yards, Bermuda greens, Jack Nicklaus courses. First up, Brooks Koepka. We've seen Brooks get back in it too a little later, right? Won a couple weeks ago, had a good tournament until Sunday. Fell apart this week at the Genesis. Ryan Palmer, $7,200. We're going to talk about Ryan Palmer a little later. This is a guy that reached 40 years of age and is playing better than ever. Better than ever. Jason Kokrak, $7,100. You saw what Kokrak did this weekend. Was right there till the end. Big hitter, long hitter, big burly guy. He says his country is strong. I don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive, right? Sounds impressive. Sergio Garcia also comes up in the model. And I'll tell you what, Sergio's a guy, just like last week when Bubba Watson set up really nice in the course, I'm going to avoid this week because he's not playing well. I'm doing the same thing with Sergio Garcia. Sets up well in the model, but my eyes don't lie. And I got 4 of them now, right? I got some here, I got some here. And they tell me Sergio's struggling. Sergio is struggling. Let's move on elsewhere. We got choices here. Then Joaquin Neiman. Joaquin Neiman, a guy that's played very, very, very well until Sunday, where if you own Joaquin Neiman this weekend, I think he played so bad on Sunday that people are going to stay off him a little this week. And I think in a field of 72, with a guy with big results and a guy in only low 8,000s, he would have been heavily owned. If he finished 7 under par in the Genesis, he would have been heavily owned this week. People are going to get off him. Tony is going to get on him. I'm getting on him. I get a bargain with a good golfer, low 8,000s, absolutely. Then Harris English skipped out the model. Now, this is a tough one because I think if you play multiple lineups, English should be in some of your lineups. I'm going to give you my single entry lineup. I'm not going to give you Harris English. He's just not going to make the cut in a single lineup. He's not playing very well as of late. But if you take back 3 months, this guy's played out of this world, and he can say for the last 3 or 4 months, he's as good as any player on the PGA Tour. So you shouldn't eliminate Harris English by any stretch of the imagination. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas had 2 terrible, makes me want to get sick outings lately. Can Justin Thomas play golf? Can Justin Thomas come back? Absolutely. But I got to pay top salary to find that out. If I'm playing a single entry lineup, Justin Thomas will not make the cut. Last but not least, Sebastian Munoz. He's cheap. And I'm going to tell you right now, not only is Sebastian Munoz cheap, I can't even get it out of my mouth. Sebastian Munoz is in my lineup. He's the first golfer, $6,500. This guy's been hit or missed a ton lately, Sebastian Munoz, right? But if you look at it, in his last 5, Genesis Invitational, tied for 43rd. Waste Management missed the cut, so the last 2 outings haven't been there. Prior to that, Sony Open, tied for 65. But not a long time ago, Century Tournament of Champions, tied for 17th. QBE Shootout, tied for 12th. We're looking, this guy hits on these courses. $6,500. You can find some cheap golfers with some caliber in this event. But I'm going to go down to Munoz. And I think a lot of people went Munoz last week. They won't go back. It's hard to differentiate when you only have 72 playing in the field. But I think we're going to get it here. And I think people are going to get off Sebastian, but will be on Sebastian Munoz. Another guy that fell apart on Sunday. It always leads to lower ownership the next week. Jason Kokrak. We talked about distance, 7,100. We talked about the Jack Nicklaus courses, 7,100 for Jason Kokrak. We are absolutely going in. This guy's 28th in driving distance. He's 35th in greens and regulations, 40th in birdie average. The skills are there. Kokrak's problem is every tournament, the guy has a terrible round. Every tournament, he just lets one get away from him. We need 4 good days from Jason Kokrak. Is it going to happen this week? I don't know. But I know it's 7,100. It can. And this is a guy that could give me, in a great field, a top 10 outing. So I'm going to take a gamble on Jason Kokrak. Say, where do we go next, Tony? Well, I'm only going up $100 more, and I don't feel like this guy's a gamble. Like, I feel like this guy probably is going to be one of the most higher-owned players in this week's event. We saw that with Carlos Ortiz last week at 7,900, and it failed. So nothing in life is absolute. But I like this to be absolute. Ryan Palmer, $7,200 on DraftKings. Are you kidding me, baby? Ryan Palmer will be in your lineup, in my lineup as well. His last 5 starts, he's had 3 top 5s. We have no course history here. First time playing a PGA Tour event. We have to go with guys playing well. This guy's playing well. This guy's $7,200. How do you not get excited about Ryan Palmer this week? 3 top 5s in his last 5. How about we take it a step further? His last 6 events, 4 top 10s. Ryan Palmer is the way to go. Now, a guy talked about hitting in the model, Joaquin Neiman. Say, Tony, Joaquin was terrible Sunday. He was terrible. He was horrible. But let's not lose sight of what Joaquin Neiman has done here. He spit on the model. He's a big hitter. He's $8,100. 316 yards driving. 9th on the PGA Tour. Driving accuracy, 76th. Greens in regulation, 20th on the tour. Birdie average, 5th on the tour. Scoring average, 4th on the tour. The guy's 8,100. Those are stats of a $10,000 golfer. Joaquin Neiman is in the lineup. All 4 of those guys spit out on the model. Right on the Fantasy National. I put in over 7,400 yards. I put in Jack Nicklaus courses. I put in Bermuda greens. These are the guys with the best results over the last 24 rounds. Now, I'm taking the model. I'm throwing it to the side. And I'm going with 2 guys that are playing well. First guy, he gives you heartache, but he's making people money every single week. And long course, big hitter, how do you not put him in, especially when he's not even one of the top 5 highest scores? Tony Finau, $9,800. He's going to win one of these weeks. We do not even need him to win. Just keep coming in second, Tony, for us DFS guys. But if you win, we'd like it. Tony Finau is on a complete roll. And I don't know how you just don't jump all over this guy and put him in your lineup when he's $9,800 and I got to pay $11,000 for golfers. Like, Dustin Johnson's great. No doubt about it. He's $11,000. I'm playing Tyrrell Hatton money here. Right? That's all I got to do. Tony Finau, big hitter, long course. Throw him in your lineup. You say, Tony, how do you finish it off? Another guy we haven't had a big win from yet. A big win yet. Played really good on Sunday. Really good on Sunday. He's a big hitter. He's a good putter. He does everything well. And it pisses me off because prior to this week, Rory Mcilroy had the longest streaks of making the cuts. And I played him in the one and done at Genesis. And I was doing well. I was in 19th overall in Pat Mayo's Cup. I think I'm still in the top 50. But Rory was a given making cuts. I feel like this guy's a given. Jon Rahm, 11,100. Here we go. Tied for 5th at Genesis. Waste Management Open, tied for 13th. Farmers Insurance, 7th place. The Masters, 7th place. Zozo Championship, 2nd place. And then 17th place. This guy is as automatic as he can be. You know he's going to win at some point. We're not talking like him with Xander Schauffele and Tony Finau. We're not focused on him. But it's been a little bit for Jon Rahm. He's there. He's there. So Tony Sincata's single entry lineup this week for you guys starts out with Jon Rahm. Then we go down to a guy that we all want good things to happen for. We want Tony Finau, a big hitter on a long course. This is a guy that's going to win this week. Even if he doesn't, we're good. We're good. Joaquin Neiman, big hitter. Absolutely crushing it. He's had one bad day in his last 5 tournaments. That was Sunday. People will remember that. People will remember that. He will get loader ownership this week. Ryan Palmer, 7,200. Ryan Palmer, if he was playing in the Puerto Rican Open, he'd be $11,000. 7,200 here. You got to take a shot. Big hitter. He's there in all the categories. A guy that's up and down. He's all around. He's Jason Kokrak. Big hitter at 7,100. And then, of course, 6,500, Sebastian Munoz. Last week, I took a shot on Siwoo Kim. Siwoo Kim didn't hit the model, though. Sebastian did. Sebastian's had some iffy performances. He's at 6,500. I think this guy could go top 10 or 65th. It's a single entry lineup. We're trying to make a score. We're trying to make a little money. That's the way we're going to get it done. Check out iLogic Media. Not only do they have great shows, you're getting ready for fantasy baseball drafts, they have that. You like to cook, they got cooking shows. You like to drink, they drink and talk about history. They've got everything covered in life. You go to iLogic Media right there on Facebook and you check it out. Also, you check out my podcast. If you're the type that don't want to sit for 20 minutes and watch me genuflect and get a little crazy, you like to listen on your way to work, DFS Golf with Tony. Hit that you like it. 5-star review. I get enough 5-star reviews, I'll give you a prize. I don't know what the prize will be, but there'll be a prize. It'll be amazing. So check out everything on iLogic Media. Check out DraftKings and make some money this week. And big thanks to Pat Mayo, the Fantasy National Group over there, for providing us the stats straight from the PGA Tour that we use to come up with these recommendations. And we're going off the plank tonight. John Rahm and Tony Finau didn't come up in our little model. There is no course history here, folks. Sometimes going with the best golfer for the best price will work. And I'm banking on it being this week. Tony Sincata, you're listening to DFS Golf with Tony. Come back each and every Monday night. We'll make sure you get everything you need, and we'll absolutely get it done.